Hey, I'm Jim here at Humboldt Storage and Moving, and today I'm joined by Steve Dozwar, International Managing Director. And Steve, you're going to take a moment to share with us some paperwork, I should say additional paperwork, that needs to be filled out on an international move coming into the United States. Can you help me understand what's going on?
Be glad to. Effective January 2010, U.S. Department of Homeland Security has implemented a new regulation where we must file the ISF, or Importer Security Filing 10+2 form, into U.S. Customs 48 hours prior to the ship sailing at origin.
Now, let's say this doesn't happen. What's it mean? I'm moving internationally into the United States. Paperwork doesn't get filed. What happens?
The potential is when the shipment arrives to the U.S., if the paperwork hasn't been filed with U.S. Customs prior to, then U.S. Customs could seize the shipment, could inspect the shipment, causing delays and additional costs.
Now, additional costs. Let me ask you a question. In this case, it's not my fault. Who pays those additional costs?
The additional costs, if they're incurred by U.S. Customs, will be passed on to the client.
Wow, so we're talking about adding stress to my move. I need to now worry about the proper paperwork being filed by my mover.
Correct. It could add additional stress to you, but the mover, being the managing entity of your relocation, should and will file that paperwork on your behalf.
Can you take a moment and tell me about what Humboldt's doing about this and how we've taken this challenge on?
Sure. We've been doing this since October of 2009. We've taken the proactive approach. We've been filing the paperwork with U.S. Customs prior to January 2010 to make sure it's working, make sure everything's going fine and everything's been great. It's up to us as the managing entity for our corporate client to make sure the paperwork is done, and we're constantly making sure all the paperwork is filed and sent in to us on a timely basis so we can file it with U.S. Customs on time.
Wow, overwhelming to me as a client. I guess I really got to pick the right relocation partner to help me out.
Correct, and we've been doing it very easily, very stress-free, and it's really not a big issue.
Great job. Great advice from Steve Dozwar.